All right, hey, welcome back to Wednesday Night Walker, the episode where I film by myself, all by myself. I think we're episode, number 70-something? Number 79. Wednesday Night Walker, number 79, episode 200-something. I'm finally filming a YouTube version, a visual version, after 79 weeks, almost week number 80, and I finally filmed. So you got to give me props. So this is the studio. I'm sure you guys have seen it when we do our 3-person weekly podcast, usually on the weekend. Got the prime boy himself, Logan Paul, right there, because I know that you guys love Logan Paul. He's your favorite WWE superstar of all time, right? Anyway, so today we're going to be getting into the WWE Reddit page. I know, it's crazy. It's wild. Let's just see how this goes. So first off, should I say their names? Should I give them credit? I'll give them credit. This one is from In the Box Already. Interesting names. Reddit will have some very interesting names, so just prepare yourselves if you're not a Redditor or Reddit-T. Anywho, this one says the tribal chief has defended his belt twice since February 18th. Are we supposed to be impressed how long his run is? So, you want to see the champions defend their titles at least once a month. We're used to the monthly pay-per-views with WWE. You feel like you should get a title defense once a month. I mean, it was a rule by WWE themselves that if you don't defend your title within the 30 days, then you have to relinquish said title. So if you were injured and you couldn't make the pay-per-view, then your time is up. Given that rule doesn't exist in WWE anymore, what they're doing is they're trying to create these long-term storylines. And a lot of the time when you want to create a long-term storyline, most people, including myself, would figure that you would have them defend once a month long term. But in their eyes, what they're doing is they're having him do sporadic title defenses in a long-term booking, which is making it feel like a very, very long storyline. I personally would much rather see more title defenses because then it doesn't feel like it's taking as long, you know? Like, we'll get into Gunther later on, or Gunther later on. He surpassed the WWE record for the longest Intercontinental Championship title reign ever, and he beat out the Honky Tonk Man. And when he won that IC title, it was over, I think it was 450, 500 days ago, something like that. When Roman Reigns reached that point, 450, 500, when he reached that, it felt twice as long as Gunther's, because Gunther was defending that title way more often. If Gunther did not defend his championship at whatever pay-per-view was coming up, he would always do it on SmackDown or Raw before or after. So you got that constant title defense. Now, you can look at it from the other side of the page. Seth Rollins, his World Heavyweight Championship, does he defend it too much? I feel like he's walking a fine line between too much and just enough, because yes, he defends it like once a week, it seems. He would do the open challenge, he would do all these things, and that's fine to an extent. And I know Freddie Prinze Jr. in his podcast said something similar, and I totally agree with him, that you can't have someone who has the world championship defend that frequent, because then it feels like the United States Championship. It feels like that open challenge thing with the US title. The title will not feel like a world title. To have a world championship, you don't want to lose it. And you don't want to lose any championship, but for the world championship, you want to keep it as long as you can. So I feel like maybe one title defense a month is just fine. And that's still going to be frequent because Roman only defends it a couple times a year. So it's still better. I don't know if you have to do it once a week, a few times a week. I don't go to the live events. I don't look up what happens on the live events. He may defend it 5 times a week between Raw and the live events, or overseas type of events and pay-per-views. He could defend it multiple times a week. I don't know. All I know is on Monday Night Raw, he defends it. Pay-per-views, he defends it. And at some point, it's a little much, because the odds of him losing on a Raw or on a live event, it's not likely. We've seen it before. We've even seen people win championships at live events, and I don't know if that was planned or on accident, like an accidental pin, and they had to roll with it. I don't know, but we've seen it before. Anyway, we've taken a lot of time on this one, so we'll move on to the next one. This one is from DJ91 King. He posted a picture saying the custom Bray Wyatt WWE Championship that was never used and introduced. And I'm trying to zoom in on it. You've got some like, what is it, crows or ravens or whatever. You got some blackbirds flying in the background of the center plate. The logo is black. It has the Bray Wyatt logo, side plates. The belt looks kind of like a very old leather book. That's kind of what it looks like. A very old leather book. Has some designs on it. It's not a pretty championship. And with the black crows or whatever they are, or ravens in the back, and looking at it from afar, it just doesn't look right. Because it's like a tan background on brown leather with these black splotches everywhere. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this belt is real, but if it was real, I would much rather have the Fiend belt than the Bray Wyatt belt, I'll be honest. And I was not a huge fan of the Fiend belt. It kind of looked like a children's toy, but, you know, it is what it is. This one is from Damian King, 42. He said, the people singing the themes sound like the wrestlers. Which theme had you like this? And it's a picture from this tweet. It says, as a kid, I always thought these four sang their own WWE theme songs. LMFAO, Triple H, Big Show, Edge, Randy Orton. Okay, Big Show, I could have sworn he was the one who said, it's the Big Show. I thought he was the one who did that. Is he not the one who did that? And Triple H, I swore to God when I was a kid that he was saying, it's time to play the game. But then I saw a live performance of his song, and it was not the same guy. And I said, well, that's interesting. I think Chris Jericho, and then he actually sings his own one now in AEW, which we all mostly know. Oh, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels sings his own. I know it was someone else was singing Shawn Michaels' theme song. And then I think Jimmy Hart had the idea that Shawn should sing his own song in first person. And so Shawn sings his theme song. I know that one for sure. But I swear to God, or even like Kofi Kingston, he had a Jamaican accent. So there was a song that had a Jamaican accent in it. And I thought, that's Kofi. Randy Orton, I didn't think sang his own. Edge, no, I didn't think Edge did his own either, but Big Show for sure. And there was a handful of people I was like, oh yeah, that's their own voice. I don't know, but that's always interesting because I thought about that too as a kid. This one is from Joe Papa 120. Joe Papa. All right. He said Chad Gable is literally this generation's Kurt Angle. He is an Olympic wrestler. He has a similar moveset. He has the same annoying / cocky attitude as he did. Not as a kid. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't know him as a kid. Annoying / cocky attitude as he did. He definitely deserves a singles title. I agree with that one. Even though he lost tonight because they need to have Gunther break the Honky Tonk Man's record, Gable still carried the match. He needs an IC title run in the future. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that if Gunther wasn't to break the Honky Tonk Man's record, I feel like they would have given the IC title to Gable. So Kurt Angle, people have their Mount Rushmore. Kurt Angle is on my Mount Rushmore. He's one of my top, I wouldn't say top 10, I would say top 5. I would say he's in my top 5 for my favorite professional wrestlers, like my personal favorite. I mean, you got other guys out on there, like Edge, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle. Who's the fifth one? The fifth one always interchanges. It always depends how I feel. So that one I always leave open, and it's kind of like the flavor of the week. Whatever I'm feeling, it's usually the top 5. But those top 4 are always the same. Kurt Angle's always on that one, and that's why I enjoy watching Chad Gable. Because no, I don't like when people are too much like someone else in the WWE. It's very tough to try to stand out and be yourself, but art, a lot of times you take bits and pieces from each wrestler and you make it your own. Like my personal wrestling character, Dean Walker, as you guys know, I've taken bits and pieces from a lot of people, a lot of my top 4, a lot of my top 5. I mean, all the guys I listed, like Kurt Angle, Edge, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho. I've taken bits and pieces from The Undertaker, Triple H, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was huge in my kind of like just the creepiness of my character and what I could be. Art, you take bits and pieces from everything, especially in wrestling, and Chad Gable is not really, it's not bits and pieces, it's a hell of a lot of Kurt Angle, but at the same time, he's doing phenomenal at it. He's funny, he's got good promos, his promos are getting better and better, which I feel like he's just more authentic, more himself, and that's probably why. And then you've got the in-ring style, of course, you've got the, how he's charismatic, he entertains everyone. I mean, everything he does is super fun. The whole Shorty G thing, I wish that never happened, but because it really set him back a few years. What he did in the tag team division with Jason Jordan, when they were the Alpha, I want to say, hold on, American Alpha, because I always mix up. Alpha Academy is now, American Alpha was back then. American Alpha was one of my favorite tag teams coming out of NXT. I thought they were going to absolutely kill it. Now, you can't write what happened to Jason Jordan. I mean, it happens, but I know he's killing it as a backstage producer, helping put together the matches. So, I mean, that's great for him anyway. But anyway, I think Chad Gable, he's above the U.S. title. No offense. And nobody's really above. It depends on how they book it. But I feel like the IC title is definitely for Chad Gable. It makes sense. Now, is he going to be world champion? I don't know. He is smaller. And that's very tough to be a smaller world champion in the WWE. You have to be on a Daniel Bryan run, to where, yeah, Daniel Bryan's a little bit smaller and he was world champion a few times, but you've got to, it's a hard thing to do. Even when Triple H is running things, it's tough, because you want to be believable. And Chad Gable, even though he's small, it's believable because he is a monster in that fucking ring. And when he gets on the mic, he's entertaining. So I think go for it. I think go for Gable as much as you can before time runs out. This one made me laugh. This one is for Devario. Devario, that's who it's from. He said, I have to agree with Marky.209. Marky, like the Marky Awards? Oh shit. So Cultaholic Wrestling, they posted an Instagram picture. Cultaholic Wrestling posted, WWE can't figure out what to do with Carlito. It was from Dave Meltzer, of course, from the Wrestling Observer Radio. Now, first, before I read the comment, there's been, in this past week alone, multiple reports out of nowhere about Carlito and how he was supposed to make his debut in the WWE and never did, or re-debut, or return. Sorry. But it's just, I don't personally feel like it's hard to book Carlito in the WWE. And this guy, Marky.209, cracked me up. He said, dude, how the fuck do you not know what to do with Carlito? Give an apple and send him out there. So, yeah, that one's pretty funny. I agree. Don't overthink it. You don't got to overthink it. Just send him out with a fucking apple and see what happens. You don't have to pre-plan Carlito like he's fucking Bret Hart or something. You know what I'm saying? He's fine. Just send him out there, have him cut a good promo, and go into a storyline with anybody. Anybody. It could be LA Knight. Can you imagine the promos between LA Knight and Carlito, where LA Knight's going, yeah, and Carlito's just spitting apples at him? I think that'd be fucking funny. There's so many opportunities, so many possibilities for Carlito. Send him out there as soon as possible. Thank you. Thanks. Anyway, this one is from John Trong, whatever. What unpopular opinions do you have about Stone Cold Steve Austin? So, of course, I've got some comments pulled up. Big DMG X2 says, Dem shorts were too damn small. Yeah. But at the same time, if he wore them longer and he was rocking the Cena jorts, of course that was before Cena's time, it would have a different vibe, because I feel like the shorter jean shorts showed that you are a blue collar worker. But then if you have long jean shorts, then you kind of look more hip hop like John Cena's character. So I'm going to have to say that's fine. That's fine. They did get a little too short sometimes. This guy, Klondike Bill, says an LA Knight wannabe. So this one made me laugh because obviously LA Knight is... You guys get the inside joke. I'm not going to explain it because then it won't be that funny. Strawberry 5 lice, or strawberry slice, or strawberry 5 lice, which is kind of gross because I don't want any lice on my strawberries. I don't want 5 lices on my strawberry either. So I'm hoping it's strawberry slice. But anyway, he doesn't use toilet paper. Okay. I don't know why I had to read that one, but that one's okay. Sata mess. This one said, great technical wrestler before the injury. Yeah, if you guys didn't already know, Stone Cold did not just brawl in the ring. He didn't just give a couple kicks, give a couple punches, do the Stone Cold move, the stunner, and then move on. He was technical, and he performed really well. He had that severe neck injury, and it kind of limited a lot of his movement, a lot of his actions, and it really changed who he was quite a lot. But he was over as hell as the Stone Cold that he was when he came back. So, in-ring work, as we know, it's more of an entertainment company than a wrestling company. So as long as you're entertaining, you're fine. You'll be fine. And this one is just funny. I saved this one. It's from Shaw MK90. He said, I hope Cena's okay. Because he shared a tweet from @_Kenny Thoughts. His name is Kenny for your thoughts. He said, any update on John Cena? I really didn't like the way his head bounced after that skull-crushing finale. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that one's good. You people on Reddit got some jokes. You guys got some jokes. So if you didn't see it, obviously what happened is The Miz called John Cena out for Miz TV. And John Cena came down to the ring, but of course none of us could see him because we can't see him, And The Miz had a whole promo with John and then tried kicking John out of the ring, and he wouldn't. So The Miz fought John Cena and gave him the skull-crushing finale. And I believe one of the commentators said something like, ooh, that looks nasty. I haven't seen him move for a while, or someone needs to check on John or something like that. And it's so stupid. It is so dumb, but it was funny. It was pretty good. All right, this one is from Tornado 31619. I don't know if that's a Rey Mysterio reference. It might be. Or not. This person said, does anybody else find it weird that the world title rarely closes Raw? Seems like there's more creative investment in the tag titles. Now, I hope they're not complaining. I really hope they're not complaining here, because we, for years, have said that the tag team division is shit. Have said that the tag team division doesn't even... It's not a thing anymore, right? Here's the thing. The way I feel about the Judgment Day is kind of like you have a rip-off Bloodline. And I love the Judgment Day, don't get me wrong. But if you look at it, it all lines up. Okay, you have Roman Reigns, the world heavyweight or the undisputed or whatever. It's the world title holder being Roman Reigns. And then you have the other world title holder being Rhea Ripley. And then you have the two dudes who kind of fight a little bit, but are usually on the same page. And they're the tag champions. You have the Usos, and you have Balor and Priest. And then one of those guys from the tag title picture, Jey Uso, goes for the world title. Finn Balor goes for the world title. No, it's not towards their own, because Balor's not going to try to defeat Rhea for hers. But they both go for world titles. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but hear me out. And then you have the little disruptor, the one who gets in the way of everything and makes sure that everything is on track, Solo Sikoa and Dominic Mysterio. And then you have the one guy who just keeps on trying to join the group, like Sami Zayn or JD McDonough. So that's just my opinion on that one. I feel like they're pretty similar. Well, I don't know if that's, common knowledge or I drew my own conclusions, but I don't know. And that doesn't mean I don't like it. I do enjoy it. And sometimes it's even better than the Bloodline stuff. But yeah. Okay, but anyway, so I'm going to say don't complain about it because Seth Rollins already does amazing with the world title. He doesn't have to close Raw. Nobody has to close Raw. Just whatever's the most entertaining at the moment or whatever they feel is best. Right now, the Judgment Day, they're on top. They're almost in every single storyline. I mean, think about a guy like Sami Zayn, who's on some main events of Monday Night Raw. He's in like every single storyline. He has ties to Kevin Owens, of course. He has ties to the Judgment Day. He has ties to Jey Uso, who's not a part of Raw. He has ties to, it's slipping my mind, but he's in like every single storyline. Sami Zayn is killing it on Monday Night Raw. So it's not only the tag team division. I think everybody's killing it. Not everyone, but a lot of people. So anyway, moving on. This one is from Chief Adam. Chief Adam. Yes, I think that's right. He said, honest thoughts on the longest reigning IC champion in history. And then I have this other picture here. It says the current IC champion is Gunther. He recently surpassed the Honky Tonks longest reigning champion in its 40 plus year history. And as of writing, which I think it says 2 days ago, it was over 450 days. Now, I brought it up in the beginning, so I'm just going to end off on this note. Gunther has a special championship reign because it has lasted well over a year. And it doesn't feel that long, at least to me. And that says a lot because the WWE they're either too quick or they're a little too long. And I feel like this one is just right. Even though it is pretty lengthy, it's just right because they're not fucking it up. They're not overdoing it. It's not super long. And I want more. I've said it before, I want Imperium to defeat whoever the tag team champions are. And I want to see Gunther and Imperium all holding the gold. And then you can have Imperium versus the Judgment Day. I think that'd be dope. See who's the top faction on Monday Night Raw. So anyway, that is it. That is me reacting to the WWE Reddits this week. And as I said before, I am filming this episode. You can watch me speak into a microphone. If you do so, please, of course, I'll try to have pictures and fun stuff so you're not just watching me sitting in a studio. That'd be kind of weird. Anyway, you can find me at 99DeanWalker on all of your social medias. You can find us at Pod Marking Out as well on all social medias, and then at Marking Out Network on TikTok, where I'm sure you'll see clips of this over there on TikTok. And you are maybe watching this on YouTube, but if not, the links are down below. All of our links are down below in the link tree. And please give a 5-star rating and a written review if you are listening to this on any podcasting platform. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, give us a like, a comment, and a little bit of a subscribe. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.